right now, his last stop before they get packing and heading up the road. It's Brady Hoke, the head coach of the Aztecs, joining us. So, Brady, where are we at in preparation? I know today is a typical Friday to you, but where are we at? Is the hay in the barn yet?
Well, I'm one of those guys who never believes the hay in the barn. You're always got a chance to better yourself mentally with the game plan and tighten those things up. As a coach, you're continuously watching tape that you've seen over and over, and you might find something. You never know, and trying to watch TV copies and pick up whatever you can. So the hay's not in the barn. I just got out of a defensive line meeting, and the guys will all take a test at every position, and then we'll eat here, have a walkthrough here, and then we'll head up to Carson.
Coach, does it feel like it's an even shorter week? We were just talking about this. Obviously, going from Saturday to Friday is a short week, but you lose Tuesday. So, I mean, what changes did you have to make, and does it feel shorter than it even is?
It does, John. I think my experience in the NFL kind of gave me a little bit of and then my brother who coached in the NFL for about 15 years, just talking about when they had short weeks, and they always had a day off built in there, and what they would try and accomplish. And I think as coaches, it's the same old thing. It's not what we know, it's what they know, and making sure we don't overload them. That was something that we talked about all week. I think the Tuesday off so they could do their civic duty, I think was real positive in that part of it. But it also, I think, probably healed some guys up a little bit more because usually on a Tuesday it's a heavy practice for us. So I feel good where we're at as a football team.
I was kicking around this thought myself, but then I heard Darren Smith and Marty during our midday show talking about the upcoming challenge against San Jose State, and they, recollected, obviously, that their last challenge was against New Mexico. Rocky Long is the defensive coordinator of there. You two have this great and standing relationship. Did you get on the horn with them at all this week?
Well, Coach Long and I did talk. They were driving up to Las Vegas because I believe they're practicing there this week because of the state of New Mexico. But we talked a little bit, talked about what he thought of their personnel, talked a little bit about, what in his mind his game plan was. And obviously if there was anything that they did that they were surprised about. So we did have that conversation, and then we caught up with each other on what life's about.
That's awesome. So again, Brady Hoke joining us right now as the Aztecs get set for San Jose State. This is Friday at 6 p.m. You can hear it right here on Xtra 1360. Speaking of the Spartans personnel, obviously you've watched a lot of film on Nick Starkel, their quarterback. What has impressed you and what has made him effective?
Well, I think he's real accurate. I think he's very accurate. The one thing, John, is his long ball, dropping a dime, whatever you want to call it. He really, really does a nice job, and he's got three guys who can go get it that, really, like my old buddy Packer used to say, dogs that could get up and, get a, surfboard or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's the right thing, but they do have those guys, and they're not afraid to throw the ball in first down, and not afraid to use a lot of drop back. I think his timing, I think how quick the ball gets out of his hands, and the one thing that we always talk about is getting our hands up, our hands up late up front, and try and knock some balls down.
Yeah, it's really interesting that you said that, because I thought the offensive line did a pretty nice job up front, although the defensive line that they've faced over their first 2 weeks, they pale in comparison to the group that you have, that you coach. I'm not saying this because, we're on with you. I would say this. I would be critical of this group if they were underperforming. They're not. Cam Thomas, Keyshawn Banks, they have impressed me. Caden McDonald, what he's done recently with his hand in the dirt. I understand he plays a linebacker position, but he gets the line of scrimmage. He does a nice job pass rushing. What does the week of practice look like with that group up front? Because they seem so capable. They seem to understand everything you're after scheme-wise. Does it make it easier because you have the talent, or does it make it harder because you have to continue to encourage these guys to play at that level?
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been a problem. These guys understand this program, and we're going to work hard every day. And as a D line, we talk about our individual be 20 minutes of hell, and they've got to do a heck of a job of working. And I think Jordan Thomas is doing a great job. It's great to have him with us again, and just trying to. The fundamentals, the first fundamental is your get off. And we got to ID a lot of things within that get off. So our key drill periods are really, really well. And I got to give a lot of credit to some of those non-travel offensive linemen who are young guys doing a great job being physical, showing them the looks. And then I think when we get to team scout with 11 on 11, those guys have done a great job of giving the looks we're going to see.
Coach, as you know, San Diego State through 2 games leads the nation in rushing in terms of yards per game. Do you have a similar offensive game plan? Is that your hope for San Jose State, or could it change based on what you see from their defense, and that could dictate what you do offensively tomorrow?
Yeah, I think you always got to have the ability to adapt. We've got to have the ability offensively in a 4-minute drill to control the line of scrimmage and run the football and get first downs. We also have to have the ability, if we're behind and we've got to step on the gas a little bit, either by tempo or throwing the ball downfield a little bit more, we've got to be able to do both. So I think Jeff's done a real good job in the offensive staff. I think Carson keeps to develop as a quarterback, and without those 2 tackles and the way they've played so far, we wouldn't be having the success. And obviously the running backs that we've been able to put out on the field have done a nice job.
I was about to let you go, but I have to ask this question. Do you talk to Rocky often, or was it just because you guys had the opponent?
Now and then. We never were calling once a month, even when he was the head coach here. But we try and, when we get an opportunity, he's probably one of my best friends in coaching, and I don't have many, believe me.
Yeah.
But he's a guy I have an ultimate respect for, and, how he coaches defense and just, I think we're similar. I think he drinks a different beer than I do, though.
No, oh yeah. There's no question about that. And he's a creamy peanut butter guy. We know you're a chunky guy.
There you go.
I thank you for that. It's awesome having that relationship. I'm sure you guys can bounce things off each other. But listen, you're a busy guy. We'll get out of your way. You got things to do. We'll talk to you down the road. Good luck tomorrow night against the Spartans. You won't need it, but that's from us over here.
All right, thanks, guys. And tell Steve we really missed him. Didn't it seem like it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe you missed him. Thanks, Brady.
All right, see y'all.
There he goes. Brady Hoke.